welcome back to my channel and welcome to the August TBR game. So I have a ton of books I need to read. I have over 700 books on my physical TBR. I have been trying to power through. We'll see where it goes from there. But you can even like see the stacks of books behind me because there's just no more space on my shelves anymore. So I've been like doing a ton of audiobooks and being like really critical about my books. So I'm excited to see what I'm going to be reading in August. If you aren't aware, the TBR game here is a game based on the game of life in which I spin the wheel here and find out my prompts to pick out what books I'm going to be reading for the month. I do 6 spins, and that is so that I have books that I'm doing for the game, but I also have room for other books. I don't want my entire TBR to be based on this game because I'm somewhat of a mood reader, but I do love a challenge. So we are currently here at the end. I don't have any like special things here to the end. We just go right back to the beginning. The game of life is just interesting in that it actually ends as opposed to like a Monopoly board you go around and around, or Trivial Pursuit I've seen done before. So we're just gonna pretend that it goes right back to the beginning, and that's how we're gonna play the game. So if I happen to get to the end, we'll just go back to the beginning for the next spin. So without further ado, let's jump into our first spin. Okay, 4. 1, 2, 3, and then we have to spin. I'm actually just gonna go off of whatever this spin is, and that's black. So we go right on red and left on black. So we're gonna go to the left here, which would be straight, and that is a yellow. So that means we pull a prompt card, and our prompt is white cover. So whatever book I choose has to have a white cover. Pretty straightforward. All right, spin number 2. 9. I think that's the highest I've ever spun in this game so far. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Another yellow. Typically yellow is our like main go-to here, and that is to read a book between 330 and 350 pages. That is very specific, very precise. I hope one of the books that I want to read is on that specification, or meets that specification. Spin number 3. Another 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is another yellow. And that is friend choice out of 5. So I'm going to ask my friend Leah, I think, on what I should read. And spin number 4. 9. How many 9s am I gonna spin? Alright, so we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna go right on college path. This way. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Pink. I think that's the first time I've landed on a pink. Pink is, oh no, we had it once before, and that is to randomize my TBR. Okay, so let's pull this up. My TBR, physical TBR, is currently sitting at 701. So let's randomize. Alright, let's see what we get. 263, and 263 is Kingdom Keeper's book. It's number 5 in the series, so I'm just gonna backtrack to where I'm currently at, which would be to read number 3. So we'll get to that. Alright, so that was randomized TBR. So spin number 5 is a 1. Another yellow, and that is a mood read. Well, at least I get to make a little bit of a decision here. And our final spin is a 1 as well, and that's another yellow, and that's Dad's choice. Okay, so last month everyone chose our TBR. This month we have it randomly generated / everyone's choosing, so at least we have a mood read. So now that we're all set here, let's choose what the TBR is going to be. So first things first, we have to find a book with a white cover. I actually have several stacks here of books that I'm trying to read through first. 1, because they're stacked, and 2, because they're like the lowest on my TBR. So if I don't read them by the end of the year, just unhauling them because they've been sitting on my shelves for too long. So I was going through there. I didn't see any with white covers, but I did just receive a book in the mail that had a white cover, and that is Imposters. This, I actually on Etsy went and bought a like blind date with a book based on Taylor Swift theme, and this was her, she sent it to me for, I think it was folklore, and she said it has peace and hoax vibes, I believe. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I did a TikTok on it, and it's on TikTok if you want to watch. But it was a super fun little thing. I'll paste down below where you can buy that if you'd like. This is like a Scott Westerfield dystopian, not middle grade, but like young adult novel, and he also wrote The Uglies, so I'm feeling that this is gonna be like, I say like I want to keep wanting to say middle grade, but it's like what I read heavily when I was in like middle to early high school, so I feel like it's gonna give me those vibes. So I'm super excited about this one. And again, this is Imposters. It's book 1 of a quartet. Yeah, I don't know what it's about, I just know it's dystopian fantasy / science fiction. Number 2 was to read a book between 330 and 350 pages, and this was very specific. So the reason I brought up the piles here is because I just kind of went through until I found a book in these piles that fit those requirements, and that ended up being Other Words for Home by Jasmine Warga. The actual book itself is longer than 350 pages, but the actual story before like acknowledgements and a note from the author and everything is 332 pages. So it fits those requirements exactly, and I'm gonna go with that. This is a middle grade novel, and it's about a girl who sorry, it distracted me because it said Cincinnati. I didn't know that this had ties to Ohio, so that's pretty cool. So she moves across the ocean to live in Cincinnati with relatives, and she's from Syria. So I'm sure it's something to do with like the immigration and like being part of a country that you didn't grow up in, and like adjusting to that transition, I guess. I think this will be a cute little novel. And then I have friend choice out of 5. I pulled out 5 books on my TBR here and sent a picture to my friend Leah. She hasn't responded yet, so I don't know what her choice is going to be, but I will put it here, whatever it ends up being. But it's out of these books, the ones we're meant to find: Dangerous Alliance, Mirage, The Henna Artist, and Nocturna. Next was a randomizing my TBR, and I ended up on like 263, I think the number was, which ended up being Kingdom Keepers number 5, and I have not read to number 5 yet, so I'm just going to where I'm at in the series, and that is Kingdom Keepers number 3. I've read the first 2. Kingdom Keepers is a fun little middle grade series following these students who have been selected to be part of a new program at Disney World, in which they become holograms and are like holographic guides around the park. However, at night, when they dream, they become the holograms and like go into the park after hours and have to fight the villains, because the villains and animatronics and everything come to life. So it's very Night at the Museum-esque mixed with like Percy Jackson-esque vibes. It's a lot of fun, and it's really fun to like read this right before going to the parks, because you read this and then like you go to the parks and you're like, oh, that's where that is, oh, that's where that is. Or if you know the parks really well, obviously you'll know exactly what they're talking about. I'm lucky enough that I worked at Disney, so I know exactly what they were talking about, and even to the point of the last one was an Animal Kingdom. The book 2 had like Animal Kingdom references, and that was my home park, so I was like heavily in the backstage of that park, and they would talk about things, and I was like, I know exactly where that is. I've gone on backstage tours of the Expedition Everest and the Dinosaur the Ride. Obviously I've been on backstage of that. I used to work at that ride, but it's just really cool to like get into the nostalgia of being a cast member there and being part of those parks. I try to visit every year, but this is my little dose of Disney when I can't get there. Alright, and then for mood read, I think I'm gonna go with Ander and Santi We're Here by Johnny Garza Villa. I don't know, and it's hard for me to anticipate exactly what I'm gonna be in the mood for, but I'm always in the mood to get something off my TBR. So any book for me is a mood read because it's coming off my physical TBR and I'm reading, so that's super exciting. This one looks super cute. It's a young adult romance, and this is a dazzling bookshop book as well, so not only is it coming off my physical TBR, but it's also coming off my BookBox TBR, so that's why it's like a double whammy mood read, and that is what I'm gonna go with. And the book number 6, we are going to go with Dad's Choice. So I'm gonna call my dad real quick and we'll find out from him what we should be reading. Okay, he's not answering. Let's call Mom and see if she's with Dad. Sometimes he goes out to the workshop without his cell phone.
Hello?
Hello, are you with Dad?
Yes, he just didn't, he handed me the phone and he goes, "It's Megan," and I couldn't answer it, and then you called me.
Yeah, I have you on speaker for a video because I pulled a card that said Dad's Choice.
Oh, sorry. So you have to choose a book for her. So give him some options.
I have lots of books. I don't know, I've got books about books, I've got books about superheroes, I've got fantasy, I've got science fiction, I've got romance, all sorts of things.
Let's do superhero.
Superhero, okay. Most of my superhero books are Wonder Woman, but I do have some Spider-Man books as well.
Let's do a book about your mom, Wonder Woman.
Okay. I have a Wonder Woman actual book. It's like a middle grade, so it's like a middle school aged book, so it's more of a younger.
We want high grade. We want high.
Well, I've already read the adult one, so I was gonna say I either have that one or a graphic novel.
Graphic.
Okay, we're gonna go with the Wonder Woman graphic novel. Alright, thanks Dad. Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, so here is what we're going with. It is the Wonder Woman Warbringer graphic novel. The adult, more young adult book that I read was Wonder Woman Warbringer by Leigh Bardugo. Whoa. So this is the graphic novel adaptation of that book. Hello Sherman, did you come to say hi? Say hi to the camera. Ready? P for Papas! It's a Papa's party! P for Papas! It's a Papa's party! Yay! That is very niche. I hope you guys get it. But yeah, we're gonna go with Wonder Woman Warbringer, the graphic novel, for my final book. That is my TBR. We'll pull them all together here. So here's my August TBR plus whatever Leah chooses. And then I also really want to read the next book in the Star Wars series, which is Convergence. I want to read the next book in the Bridgerton series, which is When He Was Wicked, I believe. And just continue reading through all my series here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this fun little TBR game, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye friends.